Hello everyone, this is Meghala working as an assistant professor in the Department of Mathematics at Kamaraj College of Engineering and Technology, Virudhunagar. I welcome you all to this video lecture on PCNF and PDNF. Actually, what is PCNF and PDNF? It is abbreviated as Principal Conjunctive Normal Form, and PDNF is Principal Disjunctive Normal Form. Let's see elaborately what is PCNF and PDNF in this video. Okay, so before looking into this concept PCNF and PDNF, we must know about the concept conjunction and disjunction. I hope you people might have watched my previous video on basic logic concepts, and in that I have elaborately discussed about some logical operators and connectives. So in that I have discussed about this conjunction and disjunction also. So anyway, let me briefly tell you what is conjunction and disjunction. So conjunction is nothing but it is a compound proposition which connects two proportional variables P and Q by logical operator cap. Okay, so then the example of conjunction is P cap Q. P cap Q is a conjunction. It is also defined as product. The cap stands for product also. So P, the product of P and Q is called conjunction. P cap Q is a conjunction. Now let's see what is disjunction. Disjunction is also again a compound proposition which connects two proportional variables P and Q by a logical operator cup. Okay, so the example for disjunction is P cup Q. So this P cup Q is a disjunction. It is also defined as the sum of two variables P and Q. Okay, now let's see what are minterms. So minterms, when we have to consider two statement variables P and Q. So let us construct all possible formulae which consist of this conjunction of P and its negation and the conjunction of Q and its negation, but not both. See, here you have to notice that in this minterm only a statement and its negation should not be there. Conjunction of P and its negation and conjunction of Q and its negation, but both should not be there. Only conjunction statement will be there, otherwise its negation will be there. Both should not be there in the variable. Such variables are called minterms. For example, let me tell you an example. See, P cap Q cap negation R. So this is a minterm. Okay, this is a minterm. So here a statement or negation is there, but if it is like that, P cap Q cap negation, this is not a minterm, because see, a statement and its negation should not be there. Okay, both should not be present in a variable. Here it is a minterm, but it is not a minterm. The reason is both a variable and its negation should not be there in a minterm. Understood? Okay. Now let's see what are maxterms. So the maxterms, here also we have to consider two statement variables P and Q. Let us construct all possible formulae which consist of disjunction. Disjunction means cup. Disjunction of P and its negation and disjunction of Q and its negation, but not both. Here also none of the variables must contain none of the variables should contain the variable and its negation. Let me give you an example. Here also see P cup Q cup R. It is a maxterm. But whereas P cup negation P cup R, it is not a maxterm. The reason is here you can see both the variable and its negation is present. It should not be there. Okay, so a statement variable and its negation together should not be there in a maxterm also. Okay, now we have seen what are maxterms and what are minterms. Now let's we have to know about the important concept about maxterm and minterm. While a statement formulae is involved with only two variables P and Q, then only there are four minterms or maxterms are possible. We can construct or we can define four minterms or maxterms. If a statement formulae involves three variables P, Q, R, then we can frame or we can define 8 minterms or maxterms. Okay, so we can generalize this thing. If there are n variables, you can define 2 power n minterms or maxterms. So the general formula is 2 power n. So if there are two variables, 2 squared is equal to 4, we can define 4 minterms or maxterms. If there are 3 variables, 2 power 3 is 8. So we can construct or define 8 minterms or maxterms. So these are the possibilities of minterms and maxterms. The general formula is 2 power n. Okay. Now these are the possible minterms and maxterms when there are two variables involved. So here the variables involved are P and Q. So these are all the possible minterms and these are all the possible maxterms. So here you have to follow one procedure while you are writing minterms or maxterms. The procedure is, first of all, while you are writing the first minterm, both the variables should not contain negation. See here in the second term, you can notice that the first variable alone contains negation, and in the third term, the second variable alone contains negation, and in the finally, both the variables contain negation. So this is a way to write minterms or maxterms. See here, minterms it should contain cap, maxterms can be written just by replacing cap by cup, that's all. Here also you have to follow the same procedure. Both the variables here should not contain negation, and here the first variable must contain negation, the other variable should not contain negation. In the third term, first variable should not contain negation, the second variable must contain negation, and finally both the variables should contain negation. So this is the way you have to follow while you are writing maxterm or minterms. Here while there are three variables or two variables are involved. Now let us see how to write maxterm or minterms when three variables are involved. So these are all the possible 8, here you can witness 8 minterms. So these are all the possible 8 minterms when the statement formula contains 3 variables P, Q, R. So here also you must follow the procedure which I told you already. See here, the first variable, it has no negation. See, all the variables should not contain negation. All the 3 variables must not contain negation. So this is the first minterm. See here in the second minterm, you can notice that the first variable alone has negation. Got it, guys? So next, in the third minterm, you can see the second variable alone has negation, and the next minterm, you can see the third variable alone has what is that? Third variable alone has negation. Likewise, see in the next term, so far we have considered only one variable. Next, hereafter we have to consider 2 variables. See, first 2 variables, the both variables has negation. First 2 variables has negation, the third variable does not contain negation. And here you can witness that last 2 variables, that is second and third variable has negation, the first variable does not contain negation. And here you can notice that the first and third variable has negation, the second variable does not contain negation. So while you are considering 2 variables, first 2 variables must contain negation, and the last 2 variables must contain negation, and first and last variable must contain negation, and then finally you can see that all the 3 variables has negation. Okay, so this is the way you have to write the minterms. This is the procedure you have to follow. Likewise, so as I told you, while you are writing maxterms, just you have to replace cap by cup. Okay, so let us see what are maxterms while 3 variables are involved. So these are all the possible 8 maxterms when 3 variables are involved. Here also the same procedure. Let me tell you the procedure again. First of all the 3 variables must not contain negation in the first term, and in the second term, first term must contain negation, other terms should not contain negation, and in the next term, second term alone, second variable alone must contain negation, and in the next term, third variable alone must contain negation, and then the next term, as now we are considering 2 variables. So here also the second variables alone, the first 2 variables are alone has negation, the third variable does not contain negation, and while moving to the next term, the last 2 variables Q and R, last 2 variables Q and R has negation, while the first term does not contain negation, and while moving to the next term, see here first and last term has negation, while the second term does not contain negation, and finally all the 3 variable has negation. So this is a way to write maxterms while there are 3 variables. So as I told you, there are 8 possible maxterms or minterms when 3 variables are being involved. Okay. Now let's come to the concept PCNF. What is PCNF? Principal conjunctive normal form. So what is PCNF? It is nothing but for a given formulae and equivalent formulae which consists of the conjunction of, what is conjunction? Cap. So conjunction of maxterms is called PCNF. So PCNF is nothing but maxterm, cap, maxterm, cap, maxterm. So what is maxterm? Maxterm will contain cap. So here conjunction is nothing but maxterm will contain cup, the conjunction is nothing but cap. So the maxterms will be connected by cap, whereas the maxterm will contain cup. So inside will be cup, outside will be cap. So this is a way to write PCNF, PCC for cap. So you can keep in mind. So cap, PCNF means the terms will be separated by the operator cap. So the terms inside the maxterm will be cup. Okay, so this is a way to write principal conjunctive normal form. So let's move to PDNF. What is PDNF? Principal disjunctive normal form. Here also for a given formulae, an equivalent formulae which consists of disjunction. What is disjunction? Disjunction means cup. So, disjunction of min terms. So, here also PDNF D. PDNF means in between D cup will be there. So, the min terms will have cap here. So, the min terms will be connected by cup. So, outside cup means inside there will be cap. So, this is the way to write principal disjunctive normal form. Okay. Next, let us see, I have given you an example how to find PDNF of a given statement formulae by making use of truth table. Okay, here there are two variables are being involved, P and Q. So, let us see how to find PDNF for the given statement formulae by making use of truth table. So, first of all, let us construct the truth table for the given statement formulae negation P cup Q. So, how to construct truth table? So, first of all, you have to write what are the variables involved here, P and Q. So, first of all, you have to write the all the possible truth values of P and Q. So, the possible truth values of P are true, true, false, false, and likewise the possible truth values of Q are true, false, true. So, both the variables should have may be true, and one of the variable is true, another variable is false. Here also one of the variables false, the other is true, and both the variables are false. So, these are the possibilities of the truth values of P and Q. Then what is in the statement formula contains negation P. So, let us write negation P for P. What is negation P? Negation P will contain the truth value which is opposite to the truth value of P. So, if P is true, the negation P will be false. So, you can see that here it is true and it is false. Here it is true, so it is also false. Negation P is false. Here P is false, but negation P is true. And here P is false, so that the negation P is true. So, this is a way to write negation P. The negation P contains the truth values which are opposite to the truth values of the P. Okay. Then, these negation P and Q are connected by the logical operator cup. Cup is nothing but disjunction. So, disjunction means disjunction will have true if one of the truth values is true. So, here let us see negation P and Q. We have to connect negation P and Q. Then we have to see that while you are writing disjunction of negation P and Q, if one of the truth value is true, then the disjunction will be true. So, let us see first here one of the truth value is true, so that the answer is true. Here no truth value is true, so that the answer is false. Here both the variables are true, so that it is true. Here both one of the truth value is true, so that conjunction of negation P is cup Q is true. Okay, so this is the resultant column of the proposition formula negation P cup Q. Now, so we have constructed the truth table for the statement formula negation P cup Q. Now, let us write what are the possible min terms and max terms of this statement formula. So, what is min terms? Min terms correspond to truth values. While you are writing min terms, you have to write the truth, wherever true, you have to write the min terms, wherever false, you have to write max terms. So, min terms correspond to truth value true, whereas max term correspond to truth value false. So, wherever T is there, we have to write the corresponding min terms. Let me tell you how to write min terms. So, you have to connect the variables P and Q. Here, if it is true, you have to write the statement as it is. Here it is false, you have to write the statement as the negation. See, here both are true. So, we have to write the statement as it is P cap Q. Next, let us move to the next truth value true. You have to leave this false because false correspond to max terms. Only true correspond to min term. So, first min term we have written and we have leave this false. Let us move to the next truth value true. Here you see that the truth value of P is false. So, if it is false, you write the negation of the statement. So, if P is false, you have to write the negation. Then cap, we know that min term is connected by cap. Min term means cap, conjunction. So, cap. And then see the next truth value, it is true. So, write the variable as it is. See, keep in mind whenever the truth value is false, you have to write the negation of the statement. Whenever the truth value is true, you have to write the statement as it is. So, the min term corresponding to this truth value true is negation P cap Q. Okay, let us move to the next truth value 3. Here also, see that the first truth value of P is false, so that you have to write the negation of P. Why? Because the truth value is false. So, negation P. Min terms means it should be connected by cap. Min term means cap. Okay. Then the next truth value is also false. So, here also you have to write the truth value of Q as negation P. So, the min term corresponding to this truth value T is negation P cap Q. Now we have written all the possible min terms corresponding to the truth value true. So, wherever there is true, truth value is true, we have written the corresponding min terms. And wherever there is false, you have to write the corresponding max terms. So, the maximum corresponding to the truth value false is negation P cup Q. Why negation P cup Q? Here the procedure must be followed. If there is true, then you have to write negation P. While writing max terms, what you have to do is, if there is true, you have to write the negation of the statement, and if there is false, you have to write the same statement. Okay, you have to follow the reverse procedure while we are writing the min terms. While writing min terms, you have to write, if it is true, we have to write the same statement. If it is false, we have to write the negation of the statement. But while writing max terms, if it is true, you have to write the negation of the statements. Here you can notice that here it is true, but you have to write the negation of the statement P. So that negation P, then max terms are nothing but connected by cup. So negation P cup, here it is false. The truth value of Q is false. So you have to write the truth value as it is. So negation P cup Q. So this is the max term and these are all the min terms. So as I told you already, what is PDNF? PDNF is nothing but disjunction of min terms. So disjunction of min terms. So here these are the min terms. So min terms should be connected by the logical operator cup. So the PDNF corresponding to this statement formula negation P. So the formula equivalent to this given statement formula negation P cup Q is nothing but you have to connect all these min terms by the operator cup. Okay, so the first min term is P cap Q, write the P cap Q, then we are writing PDNF. So here disjunction should be there. So cup, then the next min term is negation P cap Q, again cup, and the third min term is negation P cap negation. So all these min terms should be connected by the logical operator cup. So it is nothing but disjunction of min terms. So this is called the PDNF of the given statement formula. So this is the procedure to find out the PDNF or PCNF by making use of the truth table. Likewise, by making use of max term, we can write PCNF. So likewise, we can see many problems for finding PCNF and PDNF by making use of this truth table. Okay, in my next video, I will tell you how to find PCNF and PDNF while there are three statement variables P, Q and R are involved. Okay, I hope this video will be useful to you. Let's meet in the next video. Thanks for watching. Thank you.